Wait, this is history of the South Bay. King's Hawaiian, aren't they a Hawaiian company? Well, it's true they started in Hawaii, but back in 1977 they ventured to the mainland and built a bakery in Torrance and haven't looked back since. So let's take a look at the history of King's Hawaiian on PCZ TV. PCZ TV. Today's episode, King's Ohana in the South Bay. The King's Hawaiian Empire had humble roots. Robert Tyra, while serving as a translator during the American occupation of Japan after World War II, saw that Japan would be a market for Western-style goods once its economy recovered. And he decided to start a business there, and he thought a Western-style bakery in Tokyo would do really well. So when he was discharged from the army, he attended baking schools in Hilo, Hawaii, and Chicago. But the Korean War intervened, and, as he said, a civilian couldn't get a permit to go to Japan. So in 1950, he borrowed $382, most of it from his father, and opened a small storefront bakery in Hilo, and he named it Robert's Bakery. Now, as the story goes, his neighbor baked a sweet round bread every day, but at the end of the day, it was hard as a rock. So Robert began to show the perseverance that made him so successful. He spent months playing with the recipe until he achieved what is now known as Hawaiian sweetbread. In 1963, he moved his bakery to Honolulu on King Street. He searched for a new name for his bakery high and low and, King Street? King's Bakery? Right, I get it. There, another story I particularly love happened, as was shared on the King's YouTube channel. The baking machines that Robert used kept breaking. The equipment representatives from the mainland showed up, inspected it, and told him that he was baking everything wrong. Robert's solution? Work and modify the machines to work with his recipes, not the other way around. I love that perseverance. Needless to say, the bread he baked got famous and was brought back to the mainland by tourists in droves. How popular? Again, the King's YouTube channel advised that during this time, the United States Postal Service reported that his bread was the #1 customer of the Postal Service in all of Hawaii. Pretty amazing. Now, Robert, seeing this, saw an opportunity for sales on the mainland and took the leap and opened a 24,000 square foot bakery in Torrance, California in 1977. Now, I think this is the location. So I guess the big natural question arises here of why Torrance? And now, a moment of history. The largest population of ethnic Hawaiians living outside the Hawaiian Islands live in Los Angeles metro area. Attracted by work and a lower cost of living, the climate, etc., Southern California became a key destination. Now, awareness of the South Bay to Hawaiians was also probably helped by publicity created by Hawaiian surfers Duke Kahanamoku and George Freeth, surfing pioneers in the South Bay and the continental U.S. For more on these pioneers, by the way, see this video on OG surfing in the South Bay. The other aspect making the area attractive was possibly the demographics in Hawaii. The island of Hawaii itself had been an immigration destination around the turn of the previous century, attracting Filipino, Chinese, Portuguese, and Japanese immigrants, you name it. And of all of these groups in Hawaii, Japanese Americans comprised roughly a third of the island's population. So the high concentration also of Japanese Americans in the South Bay, which itself was driven as an aftermath of World War II, might have made this particular destination more attractive. I'm speculating here, but from Robert's perspective, choosing the South Bay and its high penetration rate of Hawaiian and Japanese Americans makes sense from an initial customer base.
You have chosen wisely.
He chose wisely indeed. King's business boomed, and in 1988, not only did he move the headquarters to Torrance, but he also opened up a smaller bakery and restaurant on Sepulveda, King's Hawaiian. A magical place. I love the whole atmosphere, the food, the ohana. Famously, there's a large pineapple awaiting you as you check in, and a huge fish tank with tropical fish. Their bakery is legend. Dobosh, paradise cakes.
You know what? I'm happy.
Now, the original Honolulu bakery closed in 1992, but the presence of King's in the South Bay increased. They added an additional 40,000 square feet to the Normandy Avenue bakery to try to meet demand. In 2002, they opened the Local Place Bakery and Cafe, more of a faster service style than the sit-down King's Hawaiian. It does continue the motif of the bigger restaurant, though, with the pineapple, a little smaller, and a fish tank, also a little smaller, but so cool. Now, the bit that confuses me is this. King's Hawaiian West, also located in Torrance, and I drove by to take a look at it, and I'm not quite sure what it is. According to an article in the LA Times, this was a bakery, but it looks more like an office park to me. Perhaps it changed over time. If you know, let me know in the comments below.
And we're back!
Anywho, they've since expanded even more in the South Bay, opening a facility in 2004 in the Harbor Gateway facility, which operates 24 hours a day. But wait, there's more. They continue to grow. They opened their new corporate offices in Gardena in 2013, and in 2021, they formed the Irresistible Food Group, IFG, as the parent company to King's Hawaiian, along with Grillo's Pickles and Shaka Tea. Now, according to the Unfinished Biz podcast, King's makes approximately $500 million in annual revenue every year. That's a whole lot of buns. And they've also had some fun marketing. Now, in 1980, King's Hawaiian sponsored Ron Colson and Roland Leong in the National Hot Rod Association number 5 Funny Car. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Winning that season's NHRA Winston Finals in Ontario, California. In 2018, King's released an 82-minute Halloween-themed animated film titled The Legend of Haliwiana. I think I said that right. Featuring the voice of Mark Hamill, Vanessa Williams, and Tia Carrere. In 2021, King's Hawaiian announced a year-long marketing partnership with chef, restaurateur, and TV personality Guy Fieri. In 2022, King's Hawaiian entered a sponsorship deal with NASCAR team RFK Racing to sponsor Brad Keselowski, I should get that name right because it sounds Polish, in races at Kansas City Speedway and the Nashville Super Speedway. They also sponsored him at the Las Vegas Speedway. And most recently, working with the Manning brothers of football fame. Not too shabby for a small bakery started on Hilo.
And now for something completely different.
But, as with all businesses, things aren't always smooth sailing. Some ambulance-chasing lawyers sued King's in 2021, saying their packaging gives the mistaken impression that its original Hawaiian rolls are actually made in Hawaii using traditional ingredients. The suit was fortunately tossed out when the judge found the packaging plainly states the rolls are made in California, so yay! Chalk one up for the good guys.
And we're back!
King's is part of the very fabric of the South Bay. Their breakfasts are legendary. Good luck trying to get in on a weekend. But if you are in the South Bay, you simply must stop in for a breakfast or a lunch. Now, to say I love King's would be an understatement. It's the comfort food I grew up with. I love this place, and as my waistline will attest, I love it probably a little bit too much. If you've been watching so far, I thank you.
Transfer complete.